Greetings everyone, my name is Brian D'Amico and I'm the Manager of Educational Services here at VectorVest. It's my pleasure to present your Strategy of the Week today for Friday, the 26th of April, 2013, titled, What's Working Now? Something for Everyone. This week we're going to cover three main things. First off, I'm going to cover why we're currently bullish on the market. I put together a list of 6 reasons why we're bullish right now, and we'll take a look at each one. The second thing we'll do, since we are bullish, is I'll demonstrate a technique which I used and which you could use to find the best performing searches. And lastly, I put together a list of at least one top performing search from each major search group in the Unisearch tool. And I'll reveal that to you at the end of the video today. So let's get started. Like I said, I put together a list of 6 reasons why we're bullish right now. 2 of those reasons can be found right on the Home tab of VectorVest, so let's head over there right now. Here we are at the Home tab of VectorVest, where of course market timing is our headline story. And you can see right here on the Home tab there's actually 2 reasons why we're currently bullish. If we look over in the trend column, we get our first indication of a change in market direction, and you can see that in this first part of the trend column, which we call the primary wave. And you can see on the 23rd of April, it had changed from down to up. The next thing that typically occurs after a primary wave up signal is a green light in the price column of the color guard. So right there are 2 very clear indications of a change in market direction. Well, let's take a look at a few more. To do that, let's head over to the market timing graph. So I'll come over and click on the Graphs tab. And here we're looking at the market timing graph with just the VectorVest composite on it over the last 6 months. And since right around March, the market has been hitting lower highs and lower lows. And you can see that if I just draw a line here, we got lower highs, lower lows. But you can see a bullish indication happened recently. On the 24th of April, we had the market actually hit a higher high. So that's another bullish indication for us. To see a few more, let's switch this graph layout to our Enhanced Pro Trader timing layout. And I'm going to remove our trend lines and the envelopes here. If we look down here at the MACD, we can see we have another bullish indication. Or if I move back one day, you can see here on the 23rd of April, the MACD turned positive, and you can see that if I move back a day before that, it was negative. And it turned positive on the 23rd of April. These MACD crossovers are very good indications to help pinpoint meaningful changes in market direction. And that MACD even intensified on the 24th. And if you look right up above it, you can see the DPO, or the detrended price oscillator. While it's not positive yet, it is extremely close. And you can see if you look at the DPO, anytime this DPO has been negative for an extended period of time and it turns positive, that's a very bullish indication. You can see that back here when it turned positive for the first time. And if I start to pull this back even further, you can see when it was down here negative for an extended period of time and it started to poke its head above into positive territory, it was letting you know the market was nearing a bottom there, and then it soon took off. So again, it's not positive just yet, but it is very close. So that's the 5th reason, and the 6th reason would be, with the DPO very close to turning positive, we are very close to a DEW up signal in the market, because the price of the VectorVest composite is already above its 30-day weighted moving average, and these DEW up signals are very bullish indications. And you can see if I put the DEW signals on the graph, while there are times where you get sideways markets and there are some quick changes in the DEW, they are very good indications of changes in market direction and give you great opportunities for some nice gains. So with these bullish signals, we want to find out which searches have performed the best. Let me show you how I went about doing that. First off, let me remove some of these indicators from the graph. And I'm just going to change price to a line. So I wanted to find out which searches performed the best from this bottom of the market here on the 5th of April through the peak right here on the 12th of April. I also wanted to find out which searches performed the best from this bottom here on the 18th of April all the way up through the current period on the 24th of April. So if I knew which searches performed the best here and performed the best here and compared the two lists, I'd then create a nice short list of top performing searches. So to find out which searches performed the best, let's head over to the Unisearch tab. So I'll click on Unisearch. I started my research by looking at the Searches Bottom Fishing folder. So I came in here, click on Searches Bottom Fishing, and you can see all the searches listed here in the Bottom Fishing folder. So I wanted to see how all of these searches performed from the 5th of April to the 12th of April. So to do that, I came here, I changed the date back to the 5th, clicked OK, and then just ran each search. Came over and clicked on Quick Test Top 10. I just need to change the end date to the 12th and rerun the test. So now that the quick test has appeared, in the quick test results I have the percentage gain and also how many stocks went up and how many stocks went down. So what I did is I created my own little spreadsheet to track the results. Let me show you that spreadsheet. Here we go. Here's my spreadsheet. And you can see all I did is just typed in all the search names here going down the left, made a column for the percentage gain, made another column for the percentage winners, and then another column where I just multiplied the two numbers together. So here my first search was the all ordinaries, so I would type in 5.95 in this box, and then I had 8 winners out of 10, so that was 80%. And so you can see here it just multiplied the two together. So then I would just close this quick test, come in here and double click on the next search, and quick test that one, and had those results, and came over here to my spreadsheet and typed in 4.95 for the percentage gain, and we had 7 winners, so that's 70%. And all I did was just quick test each one of these searches and filled in all the information here. So let me zoom ahead and just fill in all this information. It only takes about 5 minutes to do it on your own. Alright, there we go. It's all filled in for that first test period. So then I need to go back through and test them all again from April 18th to the 24th of April. So I need to come back to the Unisearch, change our date to the 18th, hit OK. And starting with the top one, run the search, quick test the top 10, and just go about doing the same thing. So I'd come over here and just type in 2.64 and 70%. And once again, I would then just go through each one of the searches, spend a couple of minutes, and fill in the rest of the data here. So then I needed an easy way to find out which searches performed well in both time periods. So that being the case, what I did is I just created a total column. And in this total column, all I did is add this number with this number. So let me show you the end result. Alright, so here's our end result of all the searches from the bottom fishing folder. So to recap, we took the percentage gain, multiplied that times the percentage winners for the first time period to get this number. Then we took the percentage gain multiplied by the percentage winners during the second time period to get this number. And then all I did was add this to get our total, and then sorted all the searches by the total column. So now I have a list of searches that performed well during both time periods. So starting off with the search S&P ASX 100/RT. Then we have the S&P ASX Midcap 50, followed by Blyer's Bottom Feeders, Silver Singles, and so on. Now at first glance I was thinking, great, I've got some great searches right up here, but I wanted to do a little bit more work. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't just finding a great basket of stocks and just happened to have gotten lucky on the first day of each upwave. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's go back into VectorVest. All right, let's take a look at that top search, S&P ASX 100/RT. And we were running it on the 18th of April, so let's just run it there and quick test the top 10 And you can see great performance, right? 4.9% gain, 9 out of 10 winners. But what if you missed the bottom? What if you got in the day after, the 19th? Well, let's run it on that day. Quick test the top 10. Not so good, right? Only 4 winners. Actually, 4 out of the top 5 stocks went down, and overall the basket of 10 was negative. Well, what if you missed that day and you got in on the 22nd and ran this search? Well, once again, things aren't so hot. 4 winners, and again, the basket was down overall. So while this search had great gains from the market bottoms to the market tops, it wasn't consistent. I found a similar thing when I tested out the second search in our list, the Midcap 50. But then I got 2 Bleyer's bottom feeders. And remember when I ran that on the 18th, let's just take a look at the results there. We had some great performance, 9 out of 10 winners, 6% gain. The next day, if you had missed the 18th and got in on the 19th and ran that search, you had 7 out of 10 winners, 2.5% gain, and 4 out of the top 5 stocks went up. And the 22nd, and quick test those top 10, you had almost a 2% gain, 8 out of 10 winners, and the top 7 stocks would have made you money. So this search, in addition to having great performance from bottoms to tops, it was also consistent. And let's go back to our search results. So go back to the spreadsheet. So after looking at these top searches, I came to the conclusion that Bleyer's bottom feeders and Jailbreak were actually the 2 best out of this basket of searches. Not only did they have great performance if you had gotten in at the bottom of each of these market turns, but they were also the most consistent. So if you missed the exact market bottom and you got in the next day or the day after, you still had a high probability of finding winning trades. So I also did the same thing for all the searches in the aggressive folder, all the searches in the conservative/retirement folders, all the searches in the prudent folder, and all the searches in the special searches folder. That way you didn't have to do it. What I did was I put what I found to be the best, most consistent searches, and I compiled them on a slide for you. So let's go take a look. Alright, here we have a little something for everyone. So out of all the searches in the aggressive folder, I found that high flyers was the best performing and also the most consistent. In the prudent folder, there were 2 searches that qualified. We had best of the biggies and biggest bargains. Out of all the searches in the conservative and retirement folders, I found the search high VST plus YSG stocks to be the best one during those 2 time periods. As we already talked about, in the bottom fishing folder, Bleyer's bottom feeders and Jailbreak were the best performing and most consistent. And out of all the searches in the special searches folder, Smooth Comfort and Great Growth stocks were the most consistent and top performing searches out of that basket. So feel free to pause the screen here, jot down the searches, and you could begin to do your own research, or just take a look at the searches that match your investment style. And that's a look at what's working now. I hope it provides a little something for everyone. I'd like to thank you all for attending tonight. I hope you have a fantastic weekend and look forward to having you back next week at the VectorVest University. Good night, everyone.